Okay guys, sorry about that. So I just actually realized too, I was live in the wrong spot this morning. So yeah, I will add the first part of this video into here as soon as I get off. But I wanted to come back and finish this second card. So what I was doing this morning when I was in the wrong spot was I was talking about the Workshop Your Ways and how much I really love them from this idea book. So like I said, apparently I put it on my personal page. I'll move it over here after. So you can watch the first part first and then you can watch this part. So, but basically what I'm doing is I took the Workshop Your Ways Hugs for You cards and I am recreating them in a different design. So this is the second one. And like I said, I'll fix it and I'll move it over here after. It's such a pain when you go live in the wrong spot. And I actually haven't done that in a really long time, so I'm not really sure what happened. But, well, I had a lot of things happen, but, so, I will fix that after. So, yeah, here's the second part. So I've already stamped my image. We're just going to make the shaker that I'm putting on the card front. So I will do that all in one segment so that you can see the whole thing. So this is the foam piece from the shaker and window foam and acetate package, which is like this. So to create the shaker, you'll need one piece of foam and one of the acetates out of the package. They come in a package of 6. And so here's the foam piece. I take my piercing tool and you just run it around the edge. And it just breaks up the seal for all the inside foam pieces. The whole inside piece is full of foam adhesive squares too, to help you in your project. So save all those pieces. I have them in a pile in front of me, so I use them all the time. So now that I've broken the seal all the way around, I'm just going to pull up the foam off the edge and just do it gently. You can do it with your finger, it doesn't really matter. Just don't be too rough with it because you can warp them and they will misshape. I mean, it's fine. You just have to be more careful laying it down. So you can see, not sure, but now there's like a rough edge. And so that's really, when you run the piercing tool around it, that's what you are breaking up. And I just found that this is the easiest way for me. You can also, which totally works, pull the wax backing off and lay it upside down, or turn this piece upside down and stick it on. Just, you'll want to break that bond, or when you go to peel it up, you're going to lose your center pieces too. You don't want that to happen. So I'm just going to lay it down gently. We're not having a race. And I have my square down. So in the first one, I didn't add anything permanent on the inside. But on this one, you can see I added a couple of sugar plum gems into the bottom of the shaker window. So I'll do that for this one too. So you can use your piercing tool or your scissors if you want. And I'm just going to add a few little bit more, a different color bling. If you want these to move around too, you can just take them off the adhesive backing. It just has like a little glue dot on the back that comes off if you wanted them to just float around in your shaker. Okay, then I'm going to add some of the sugar plum hearts that I've cut out. Actually, I'll just poke these out of. So when I cut my ring, I also cut this at the same time. And so I have sugar plum confetti here. So I'm just going to punch a few out and add them into my card here. Like so. And the extra ones from here, I'll just add them into my bag when I'm done. I'm going to add, we'll add gold to this one, just to be different than the one above. So like I said, I've put my loose sequins in the little craft boxes. They're not in the original packaging anymore. And one of the reasons that I really wanted to move them was, so this is the kind of bag that the loose sequins come in. And with them constantly rubbing all the time or throwing them in and out of my container all the time, I noticed that some of the sharper pieces were starting to wear out the plastic. So I just didn't want to lose all my sequins all over the place. So this is a nice sturdy container. It's not going anywhere. It's got a snap down lid. So here we go. I'm going to add some shaker parts in here. So they're a combination in both of them. So this is the gold sequins, the other one's silver. But so there's two-tone gold and then there's clear pieces. So I'm just going to flip them over so they are the right way. I did not anti-static this, so this should be interesting. Normally I would run my, well, let's just do it now. See. So this is my anti-static pouch, and it's just going to make it so it's not quite so staticky when I add my acetate sheet. So these acetate sheets are pre-cut to fit exactly onto your shaker. So it does have a film on one side. So as you just saw, I literally just ran my finger along the edge. You can feel it, and it comes off pretty easily. So I'm just going to gently, oh no, because I haven't taken my wax off yet, wax paper finish. I'm going to pull this off. You're about to hear a whole pile of craziness in the background.
The therapy dog. Okay, Rusty, there you go. Okay. That doesn't have to put on long underwear.
Sorry, I was distracted. I'm receiving extra dogs at the moment. So there's a lot of craziness that just happened in the background. So I dropped my acetate sheet in the wrong spot. So we're going to try that again. So I'm just going to, because you know, it's always crazy at my house. That's the way it is. I had a clear sequin stuck on the phone. So I'm just going to try and get the acetate as close to the outer circle as possible. And then I just slowly add it down. Ta-da. And it is stuck. Hi, Kim. So now I am going to, so my shaker piece, if you watch the first video, which I'm going to have to move over, I have added the Sugar Plum shimmer brush onto my circle, and it's dry. Takes a few seconds to dry. Now I found the best thing for this to add paper or cardstock to the sheet is liquid glass. You can do it either way, whichever you find easiest. You can put it on the acetate sheet or on your cardstock, whichever one you prefer. So like I said, so it's interesting. My husband used my liquid glass to redesign our drawers, and now you can see, I don't know if you guys can see, but the liquid glass is coming out of the side of the tip. So I'm not really sure about that, but it's still working. So I'll just add it that way. Like I said, he's buying me a new liquid glass. I don't even know how he did that, but it did work to repair the drawers. Okay, so then I always store mine upside down. Everybody's different. Liquid glass is a funny thing. I think everybody has their own tips and ways on storing it and keeping it flowing. And so now I'm going to add my mat to hide the foam. And I'm just going to hold it for literally a second and put it out of the way, and that'll just dry while I finish assembling the card. So this is the original design. This was the second one. Now I'm going to put the paper back on the same as the first one. So I'm going to add the pattern paper onto the cardstock. Like so. And like I said, I have all the pieces stored in just an envelope. So I'll go back and I'll use the saffron little piece, and both these pieces get dovetailed. So I'm just going to cut up the middle slightly, and then from side to side. There's lots of ways to do it. That's just one way. Another way is you can, this doesn't always work the best for me, but it's just because I'm used to doing it the other way. Okay, the dogs are going to have crazy time, so you're going to hear them in the background. My stepdad just dropped off my mom's dog while he runs out to the lake. And so Obi has had no company all week. So he's ready to play. So I've just folded it in half, and then you can cut up. That's the other way. That's another way to do it. There's lots of ways, I'm sure. Those are just two of them. Hello, guys. Why don't you go play somewhere else? So this little piece, I think I'm going to use liquid adhesive on it too, instead of worrying about tape runner. That's so funny. I'm assuming what happened is he couldn't get it going right away, and he probably took something sharp to it that now has cut it. Okay, so first I'm going to just kind of put my shaker piece on so I know where I'm going to want it, so I can line these up on the bottom. So this one, I just find tape runner much faster, especially when I'm trying to create on camera, which I apparently completely messed up this morning. So I have not done that in a long time, but I will fix that up after. Okay, so for this one, I think we're going to add this skinny twine. Not twine, skinny ribbon. So I'm going to cut a piece that we're going to wrap around, but I think I want a little knot like on the with the twine. So now I'm just going to cut a piece, and I'm going to tie it onto the ribbon first. Like so. And now I'm going to add it onto my card, and I'm just going to use a little bit of washi. You can use washi or Scotch tape and just tape it onto the back. That's what I find the easiest. So I'm just going to decide where I want it. Probably about here. This ribbon is so pretty. I'm just going to run it along the top edge, I think, of that saffron piece. And now, on the back side, it's attached with the washi. Nobody's ever going to see that part, so you don't have to worry about it. And now, I can use some of my foam squares from the inside of my shaker. Like so. They actually settled down quite quickly. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, they are all upstairs now. Okay. So, just peel off my backs. A little bit of a gong show here today, we'll just say. You can also use your piercing tool or your scissors to pull off the backings. Okay, and I'll just add this onto my card. And I'm going to trim my edges. Makes it so much easier to just tie the piece on top versus trying to tie a bow and then try and figure out what you're doing. So now I'm going to add my shaker piece just with some adhesive on the back. So this one is all the same pieces except for I added the shaker to it. So here are the 3 different versions. So here is the original version as is, completely exactly the same way as the Workshop Your Way. Here's the second one I made where I've added sugar plum onto the bottom here, done it exactly the same except for it's got the shaker component, and I switched up the papers. And then this one, I have switched the papers back to the original, added some of the skinny white and gold ribbon. So see, from one kit I've got 6 different cards with very little added to it. So like I said, I'll go back and I will add the original video from the first one off of my personal feed back onto this page. And thanks for joining me, guys, and I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye bye.